Hello and welcome to another Aberdare Park Road Races podcast. We're joined with Ross Williams.
Hello.
Say hello, Ross. Who is, well, what would you describe you as, Ross? Are you team owner or what?
I don't really know, yeah, probably, I suppose. But, yeah.
Facilitator of good times for Will, basically.
Yeah. Spend money to let other people go round in circles is probably...
Yeah, that's pretty much how it works.
It's pretty good. Like RWEC Kawasaki, that Will Birchall finished third on.
Yeah.
You own that. And just lover of the park for the last 30...
Well, since
almost 40 years.
Yeah.
Since we've known each other, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I think there's a few boys who've had their park debuts on my other bikes, yeah. So yeah, we've helped blood some people into the park over the years, yeah.
But yeah, great to have you with us, Ross. But before we sort of start looking back on last weekend, we want to send a get well soon message to Marty Robbins, who had a bit of an off on the first CP500 race on Saturday. So we're here and he's recovering well, and we want to wish him all the best. And I'm sure you boys echo that as well.
Get well soon, Rob. Marty.
Yeah,
so
he's
yeah, exactly.
Everyone,
Last weekend, lads, I mean, I'm still recovering from it myself, to be honest. It was hot, warm, probably one of the best weekends of racing at the park that I remember. And I'm not just saying that.
Look at that tan, like.
I'm still, yeah. I look like
like
I look like one of those Robinson squashy sweets, I do.
That's how warm it was.
It was pretty warm in it, and looking back on just the weekend before we sort of delve into it a bit more, I mean, how was it for you guys, Ross?
warm.
Apart from warm, because it was.
You spent Saturday down by me, didn't you?
Yeah.
We had to roll around on the grass for a lap. Like how old are we? Like, but
Yeah, no, as a weekend, it was unexpected results, I think, is the best way to describe it. When there are no real ambitions other than just more bike time for Will, for the Manx, and, try and get in the mix if we could, and, yeah, just see where we could do and chip away all weekend, and we've come away with a couple of pots
shiny
as well,
things.
which Will has kindly lent us for this. So yeah, it was a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, we'll chat about Will in a bit. I mean, I think he surprised himself about how well he done over the weekend. Jay, you a slightly different role this weekend. How was it for you?
I was parading a couple of classic bikes. Too hot for them, though. Too hot for the little two strokes. They did not enjoy it at all. I had a laugh, but I was commentating. So I said to I was signing on in the morning, and I said to Ian McLeod, the clerk of the course, I said, if you're struggling for anything, I'm your commentator and I'm going to be down on the grid. And he said, we're missing a back of the grid green flag marshal. So he said if we could do that. So I signed on, did that. Never done it before. Smashed it.
It was alright.
Yeah,
No, it was good.
On my pedometer, I think I said I run about 7 or 8 miles.
Really? In that little stretch.
Yeah, from walking down the grid, checking everyone's helmet straps, waving them off, then waving them off again for the race, for the beginning of the race, then running from there to Rob Jones to do the commentary, and it was literally rinse and repeat.
So your sort of Strava heat map is like a small triangle. It's got like 7-8 miles in it, yeah.
20-yard square.
Yeah, it was mad. And I was pretty much down by the grid for the whole weekend, updating the socials, and I was helping the green light guys with the GoPros and stuff, and it was class. And like I said, following the live stream as well, which we'll sort of talk about after. But I mean, in terms of the race in itself, I can't think of a better year in a very long time.
Yeah, it was across the board, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, not just any particular class really.
Yeah,
There was a couple of standout performances in there, but again, there was racing
all the way down
across
the field.
It. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was
like I said. You can have a damn good race if you first, if you last by one, and they were stacked all the way down there. Like, all right, there'd be not really a level playing field, but the club boys versus the national boys sort of thing. They got stuck in, and it was really entertaining all weekend.
No, I couldn't agree more. But I mean, let's start with the big one, the Open. Drama across the board, really. I don't know where we start with this. But look at Saturday. It was reduced to a 6-lap race because of the sort of time curfew, and there was a red flag involved as well. Ryan did get the win on that one. But then on Sunday, drama ensues, really.
Yeah.
Ryan was struggling with a brake issue in the park challenge, which we'll sort of mention in the next part. So he was leading at the start, and then he dropped back with that issue. And Andy Smart just absolutely blitzed it. And then we had Will Holland come in second and Will Burchell in third, with Ryan finishing fourth. I mean, where do you start with that like this?
Well, I think when Ryan had that brake problem, I think he actually dropped back to seventh, and then battled just right. This is how I've got to change. I've got to adapt to try and close something back here, and I think he got back up to fourth then, but it was said, and then like Andy Smart rode pretty faultlessly all weekend.
Yeah.
He sat on the back of Ryan in nearly all those races. It was only sort of back markers again in the way that really separated them.
And I think Andy sort of went up another gear this year, didn't he? Like and we kind of discussed in the preview. We knew he was going to be there or thereabouts, but I think between Ryan and Andy, worthy winners there, but Andy's a worthy winner in his own right as well, isn't he?
Oh, anyone that can take it to Ryan Dixon on that trick bits bike around the park, right? But you can also, from where we were sat, see that the game has now moved on again. Ryan's been on that 675 Motor 2 bike for 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah.
It's like a pair of like comfy shoes for him. But you could physically hear that VRS ZX6R of Andy Smart coming out the last corner, and the anti-wheelie and the traction control kicking in as well. So that's, I think, how this new outright lap record's gone. They've knocked 4/10 off. Like,
it's crazy, isn't it? Really,
it's unreal.
It's crazy time around that place. So, Ross, looking from your point of view, over the two races in the Open, were you expecting a podium at all?
Not at all, no. As we touched earlier, no. It was the plan was to just go, learn, and make progress, and chip away. And if we could get in with the boys and get in that mix, like going there, the strength of the field. Like Lewis Jones, we were expecting him to be higher up. Ty coming back in, we were expecting him to be in the mix. Obviously, there's Wee Man, there's Will Holland.
I thought we other than Andy Smart, Ryan Dixon, Will Holland. Yeah, Will grabbed third and did a 40.2 second lap, right? Awesome. But Justin Collins,
he had a brilliant weekend, I thought.
He deserved something, to be fair. For the way he rode all weekend, it was,
I thought he was superb all weekend, and he was keeping the rest of the field honest. I know, like Will and Wee Man were having a hell of a battle all weekend. But I think I wasn't necessarily expecting Wee Man to be in that pack, I suppose. He's fast enough, obviously, but
I think across the board, I think you expected Andy and Ryan to be gone. So there was kind of two spots. On, and everyone else was sort of almost going to be in the mix for third. That was that's how I saw it. I think there's Brandon who had the bang on Saturday.
And he was Brandon Brinded. He blew an engine up, didn't he?
Yeah, just before
in the week before, and you know what? If he could have got the starts, I've said this to him all this week since. Just practice on your starts, mate, because Aberdare's so crucial with the start. A lot of those races were sorted out by the first corner. Especially with the fast boys, like everyone else. Like he qualified well. I think he qualified 4th or 5th. So he was there. Just every time he dropped the clutch, the bike would just labour a little bit, and then them boys would pull the gap, and then he's just riding around in 8th, 7th, 6th. And
lap time wise, he was there. He was the same, if not quicker than.
And of course, Joey Lambden. We're leaving Joey Lambden.
Forgot about him.
He had a brilliant Saturday.
All Saturday, he was there again. He was there with Andy and Ryan. He was constantly in the 39s with them. And then I don't know what happened.
Someone mentioned there was a caliper had gone wrong or something. I don't really know the full ins and outs, but it was something.
Yeah, it's a shame because
it was a bike issue, which meant he couldn't run.
Because he was pushing on that Saturday, and he was in the equation as well. So
but again, isn't this the spice of the park? Anything
and I think
can and does happen.
And I think it's worth mentioning as well. present company accepted, you weren't involved in this. Can you imagine if Jay was on it?
Oh, I'd have been gone. I'd have been doing 37 and a half. So I'd be second.
Depends what chemicals you.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
And Mark Goodins as well. He
there was Goodins.
He was due to come down. I think he had an engine issue on the Friday, so unfortunately he couldn't make it down. But imagine like yourself and Mark in the mix as well. I think it just would have been even more nuts. I think. But
it was.
Yeah, I mean, as terms of the Open, I mean, I can't fault it. It was class. Yeah. Absolutely class.
Yeah, I think Ryan and Andy, though, just took everything to another level this year, didn't they? Oh,
really did, yeah.
Well, Ryan was on that high when he formed the Southern 100 win as well. And, like I said, took it to Ryan. I knew he was going to get sorted out with either back markers or a mistake or bike.
Yeah, or bike issues,
A bike or a tyre issue.
Yeah, and these things happen, you know, it's part of the sport, you know, technical issues happen, and, you know, it's a shame that it kind of it's won that way, but, I mean, it's...
I forgot Pochi was there as well, and he didn't come out, and he didn't run the 600s, but, beforehand, so, before we went there, we touched about Will getting third, there was so many names that you just thought...
Yeah.
In
terms of predictions on that one, Jay, you went for Andy, I went for Ryan, so you've got a 1-0 on that.
So put pound next to that now.
Well, we didn't agree on finance.
Right.
We didn't agree on finances.
Technically, you did have
I
each had a win, so you know.
My sort of point on that one was Andy's going to win something, but I don't know what. And I just obviously went for the wrong one. But that is part of it, unfortunately. Park Challenge. Now this is where it got interesting on the Sunday in particular. That was the race where lap records were tumbling. Now you were preparing for your parade, if I remember rightly.
I just got back from the parade, or
I think you were going to the parade. I think,
I think this was just before the parade. And
just like the other races that Ryan and Andy were in, this one was just insane. And we were looking at times coming in. All of us at the start grid, and we were like, oh, "This is going to break here. This lap record's going." And when Ryan got what did he get? A 37.6.
38.6.
38.6, sorry, 38.6. I'm like, well, it's gone. Like, the lap record's gone. Like, it's been coming. Yeah. lap later, 38.4. Yeah. I think everyone was just like, as Andy Hayes was doing the time, we were like, is that right? Are you sure that's right, guys? Like, hang on a minute now. Like, so we all... Like, can we confirm this is a lap record? And it was. But I think all of us just couldn't quite believe. Yeah. And then when you came in for the next race and you didn't know that the lap record had gone, your face when I told you was like, it's gone, mate. Yeah. And he was like, what was it? 38.4. Your face was a picture. Yeah. That is some serious pace, isn't it?
I felt for Ryan on that one as well, because he'd been trying so hard for so many years to get that record, to get it, and then literally like a lap later or something, someone's done it. It was like... You kind of felt for him there, because he was...
but this is it. He's elevated Andy.
Yeah, it's that they've both pushed and pushed and pushed.
To be the best, you've got to race the best and beat the best, haven't you? So, Andy sat there nearly all weekend behind Ryan to think. But the consolation is Ryan actually won that race, didn't he? They set the lap record. So... Yeah,
it's again, those lap times. I think that's just what for me that Park Challenge was about, not necessarily the race. It was just the lap times around there because they absolutely destroyed it. Yeah, and I think I can't wait to see the onboard
Saturday I felt was too hot. Yeah. To get them lap times.
It was a bit of a breeze. It was a little bit cool. It wasn't a lot cooler, but it was just that. Yeah. The edge was just off it.
And I think just after the. Was it just after the church break as well?
Yeah, it was really early in the day. Well, I think we were all done and dusted by about 4 o'clock. Yeah. They were there anyway.
But flew by, Yeah,
it was quite early on in the day as well, so it wasn't...
I think I know a couple of the lads mentioned about shadows this year as well. There was a lot more coverage of shadows from the trees this year. And you can notice that on some of the TV coverage, actually, which I don't know whether that's like some of the trees have grown over the years, but if you look at the TV coverage from this year compared to last year, there is a bit more...
Is that possibly how bright it was as well?
Yeah, could have been,
I don't know.
Can't remember who mentioned it.
I think I know what they mean though. Like coming up the start-finish straight, just coming into that first corner, it was quite shadowy, quite dark.
Yeah.
So once you get out onto the back, up around the back of the circuit, and the sun's there in front of you.
Yeah, and it was a little bit as well by the fountain. I think it was a bit down, and when you come down again,
Yeah, around the last
yeah.
corner.
So I think that could have potentially been a bit of an issue as well. I know I can't remember who it was who mentioned it to me, but said like, oh yeah, that seems a bit different this year.
It's the strobing effect. That's
Yeah.
the problem with the park. Like, you know, you've got the sun beaming through the
Yeah.
trees.
What do we
With
say?
Sulby, is it?
Yeah,
And stuff like
yeah,
that on the
the
TT, and where they say
around
the.
it.
Yeah.
What do we say? We both said Andy on that one,
Yeah.
on the Super Sport. So kind of like got a point on that one.
Call it 50 pence.
Yeah, we'll negotiate on that one. Super Twins. No, we both got this one wrong, mate. We both.
I said Alex and Claire.
You went for Alex, I went for Ryan. I didn't know Ryan wasn't going to be on the Super Twin anyway,
Yeah.
so kind of keeps me out of it, really.
Yeah, because
Well, Alex was on pole, wasn't he?
Yeah. And I think it would have been interesting to see Ryan in the mix on that one as well, but unfortunately he wasn't on the Trick Bits one. But Will Holland, though,
Yeah, on that JHS.
Fair-
on that red
fair
JHS
play.
SV.
They know how to put an SV together. Yeah. Like when it comes to SVs, they're the people to speak to, and that's the key.
and he pretty much dominated that class all weekend. And I mean, we know how good he is, but we didn't expect that. I certainly didn't.
I thought Andy was going to be on the
Kawasaki,
the ER6
yeah.
or Z650 Kawasaki. I didn't realise until halfway through Saturday that he was on one of the new R7.
I did something similar where I was like, look at the rear end, and I went, oh, that's the R7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, and Andy on a relatively new bike, early in its development. Alex Sinclair, you know, on the Luigi Moto, on the Marmite bike.
I did look lovely at it, to be fair, didn't I?
Well, anything with Luigi Moto.
Yeah,
on
they all
normally
look
does.
stunning, didn't they?
Yeah, him and Andy were going for it,
Yeah.
and then Will would just
keep screaming ahead, didn't he? Yeah.
he kept pushing on, like,
Yeah.
and this is what me and Rob were talking about. He pulled a gap, he pulled like a 5-second gap or whatever, and we were like, right, he's pulled this gap now. He's still hammering it. You know, what do you do when you're in that situation? Do you keep hammering it and keep your concentration up, or do you just ease off a tenth or two? But that's when mistakes happen. And fair play to Will, that's what he done.
He knuckled down the knee and he got the job done. It was a pretty big gap at the end of both races. I think on the Sunday it was a couple of seconds, but I think he was sort of like, he knew he was going to win it.
And of course, his Will's kid won the podium for hilarity.
For those
for the presentation.
Yeah.
for those that went there, one of these sort of shattered into a billion pieces. I think.
Yeah.
But you know, these things happen. It's amazing we can do with glue. So
Yeah. With Will, like I say, he got second overall in the Welsh Open on the 600, but you wouldn't necessarily put him in as a super sport rider. You'd think of Will Holland more as a super twin
rider.
Yeah. But
What
what
we
weekend he had?
do everything is generally a twins
Yeah.
man. So it was.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see next year now, like what he can deliver again, like because that was impressive to be fair. Well, what do we put down for that?
It'd be interesting talking to twins and that with the class changing. Because you got the sport bike class coming in.
Well, yeah, you're
and I know with the
gonna
TT where you're looking at going sport bike route, aren't you, and Northwest.
and of course there's
obviously
there's a sport bike class coming into World Supers next year.
Yeah,
now as well,
I was
so-
reading that on MCN last week actually about whether that's going to be introduced like the TT and stuff. So it'd be
It's how it
be
filters
interesting.
down to clubs and stuff
Yeah,
then, though, obviously,
yeah.
because it's all on
Well, you know,
balancing rules,
Yeah.
which that's where it gets messy and in smaller club sort of stuff. Then it's, your BSBs, your World
Yeah.
Superbikes.
But it's gonna get messy in the National Road Racing Championships as well, because you're still gonna have the old Farquhar built Super Twins and stuff like that. Patents, like someone's gonna invest 80 odd grand into a patent and then it be defunct
or
overnight.
redundant, isn't it?
Because they've gone to sport bikes. No,
I can't see it happening anytime. I don't think they'll just completely eradicate a class from it, but it'd be interesting to see whether those sport bikes sort of trickle into the road.
But
thing.
again,
if they're affordable,
but again, it's like 250 Grand Prix bikes, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? There's still some people racing them now, even though that class died out properly in 2007.
Yeah, they won't be completely like, it's done and dusted.
I love the twins, though. I don't know if
I
I love a twin. It's just the sound. It's about them.
It's an engineer's class,
Yeah.
isn't it, as well? It's something, me and you have always been into something different.
Super monos, the super twins. It's always something you've got a bit of ingenuity rather than I'm going to go out and buy all the best bits I can on a 600 and there's my kit electronics, there's all my stuff, bang, away. Whereas that was, you had to kind of work for it. Like I say, that's where you've got to admire Farquhar. What he does.
They're getting 50% more horsepower out of a Kawasaki Z650. Like, they're 55 horsepower standard, like, and they get 105 horsepower at them.
And they always go down well at the park as well, don't they?
Then what's like that?
Well, it's the raw sound of them as well. It's that deep tone.
With the open cans, open megaphones, are just... But yeah, like I say, what's the GSX 800 thing? What are they putting out power-wise? You're just going to have a... Same with the Super Sports have gone, with just an under-stressed, I think is probably the model.
Yeah.
You know, whereas you've got a 650 at its absolute limit, whereas there's a bike which is running the same power, but is kind of... limited in a sense to keep that.
Half throttle.
So it's that's where your reliability and stuff come in. But I'm not sure whether that'll trickle into the park and whatnot yet. But
we'll have to see. Watch this space in there, like not just for the park, but across the scene in general. Really, and it'll be interesting to see what I think if the TT make the move.
Well, it's already been announced they're having in Northwest. So
it looks like slowly heading towards that way. So that'll be interesting to see. Classic superbike now. I gotta say that again, this was superb. On the Saturday, Alex took the 2 wins.
We didn't have Pochi on Saturday.
No, he missed. I think Pochi missed the first race, but I think he was back for the second race. But it's a shame, really, because I would have loved to have seen Will in there because he was riding the Ducati. But there was an issue there with Will's.
I don't know the full ins and outs, but it felt like the engine was going to tighten up, so Will parked it very quickly, and I think it's been sorted now, and it was relatively limited damage.
Yeah.
Whereas if we kept going, it could have possibly...
Fair enough,
a very expensive one.
Yeah. So that's a shame that Will wasn't involved. And
Rich puts out a hell of a bike, so, something...
Yeah. Oh, you know it'll be right. Like.
Yeah. It's one of those things, isn't it?
But yeah, Pochi sort of injured himself by not taking part in that first race on Saturday because... I said Alex on that Luigi 748 again. There should be a fan's choice, I think. Who's got the best looking bike, and I think that would probably win hands down. Like it is.
I don't think you'd have much arguments really, and it is a stunning piece of kit.
The thing to note with that as well is technically that's not actually a superbike. That's a super sport. That's the old super sport. Which is, to be still in there with, obviously, I know it's an older model, the 750 Apaches.
Yeah.
But that's a 4, so to be in there
this is what me and Rob were saying all weekend, like, Alex on a 748 V twin versus Pochi on a 754. Now, Pochi will have the over rev and the top speed, whereas Alex on the 748 had the V twin bottom end and mid-range grunt.
And the smaller bike, the nimbler.
Yeah.
So it was a game of cat and mouse, really. Like he got sorted out on Saturday. Alex was just dominant when he.
Yeah, he was. I thought it was going to be another replica of the last year. I thought he's going to be his in the bag. And it's also a shame that Chris Northover wasn't in there as well, because I think having him in that class. I don't think he could bring the bike down. I can't remember what he was going to be riding, but he would have been up there as well.
But he's got the old model. He's got the Slabby, 750 Slabby. He's got.
Have he?
Yes, it's the one older than the one I've got. So
so
next year,
that would have made it interesting. But I've had Sunday's on the record. I think we've drawn this one, Jay. You went for Pochi, I went for Alex. So it's kind of like a.
That's 50 back.
Yeah, it's kind of how it works on that one. But on Sunday, though, Pochi and Alex, that was, again, outstanding, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
But probably in terms of racing, it's that pure racing, and probably the best of the weekend, would you say?
Them pair, they were at it.
Yeah.
That's I think, the best way to say it. Yeah. And I don't think either wanted to give an inch. I think back markers, did they? Am I right? Back markers played a part in one of them.
Back markers, and like I said, you could see it come out the last corner. Like Alex would drive hard, like pull a bike length or two, and then the ZXR would get going, and I think that's where it all got sorted out, was
Yeah.
going into the first corner.
Yeah.
Just Pochie let the brake off and got through him. But what I noticed after Pochie got through was Pochie could run the corner speed and lines then that ZXR 750 needed. So he would
Get a bit of free air
Yeah.
to do what he needed to do.
like Alex, big V-twin. Normally with a V-twin, you sort of V the corner, so you just run it in there hard, stop it, turn it, fire it out. Whereas Pochie on that 750 would have to just carry corner speed everywhere. And with a big 748 V-twin Ducati in your way, you just simply can't. But once he did get it sorted going into the first corner, you could see then he just sort of, because they're both great riders. They're both so smooth. They've both done Manxes and GTs and stuff. So, they both know how to ride. But yeah, you could just see then that Pochie finally got in his flow and would just pull a 10th here, pull a 10th there.
I'm really looking forward to seeing that on the TV coverage. I think
that'll be interesting.
That'll be fascinating across the board. I think, and one of the best races of the weekend.
I can't remember who it was. Someone put a photo on the park group actually, where it was like how many bikes are in this photo. And and Alex is literally they were like there was nothing. It was class racing, to be fair.
Fair play to them, and to see two local lads as well going at it. I think it's just quite nice for the scene to see that as well, and for that to be publicised on TV is going to be.
And of course, like with the classic superbike class as well, like it's sort of a rolling thing. So people are still developing bikes. Like I think, what is it now, 95?
Well, yeah, it was that's 97 or pre-97.
Yeah.
It was pre-94s, wasn't it? So that was where your old ZX
so 97
750s, and now you've got the ZX 7s and your S-Rad 750s.
Yeah.
Which is
Carby S-Rads, isn't it?
We're getting closer.
YZF 750s and stuff as well.
Yeah, we're getting close to some mean machinery getting caught right now.
To be honest, for me, probably my favourite class, because that's what we grew up watching.
Yeah.
Like, I suppose the boys older than us grew up with two-strokes.
Someone needs to bring an RC45 to the park.
Well, yeah, I remember, was it Jason Griffiths had that blue one? What would that have been, 96,
I
97?
That was the Gwent.
That thing sounded just unbelievable around there.
Yep. And hopefully, like next year, we'll see. Even though the grids are really good this year, nice to see some more machinery come into that now.
Yeah,
I think.
a bit of time I need to get, and there might be one out there with
get yours built.
with our.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, it is built. It just needs a bit of fettling down, and painting and sorting, and then she should. So hopefully we might get another bike on the grid next year.
Watch the space, then I suppose.
Yeah. See who rides it.
Going into the lightweight class. Pretty much dominated on the Saturday by Chris Northover, which is a replica of last year, but he could only make the Saturday. Unfortunately, he was away working on Sunday, but he loves coming down. That's why even if it was a day, he said I'll come down, and I think he wants to try and make it 2 days next year. So he pretty much dominated that on the Saturday, but it was lovely to see Lewis Jones pick up a win on Sunday.
Yeah,
that was great, and he's been picking up pace all weekend.
On a bike he hadn't ridden since, I think, it was 2019. That was when they parked it.
Something like that, yeah.
And I'm pretty sure, talking to Daryl the other day, it was the tyres were basically what was still on it. Last time he parked it was when in the garage, and that's...
Yeah, when they were doing British Super Sport 300, wasn't it? That was an interesting one. You got your 404s up against a 390 single. Lewis... he rode the wheels off that on the Sunday. We could see that. I think it was Ty Jones winning on the on Tony Griffiths.
I think he jumped on Tony because I think he had problems with his NC30.
Yeah, and you could just see that like again, as soon as a ZXR 400 gets on a straight up against that little 390, like Lewis would come out the corner all over the back of him, and just Ty would just go away on power, like. But for Lewis, that's his first win.
Yeah. So, for debut last year, what did he got in the 600s? 39 sixes, That's which is why again I thought he'd be in the mix with the Supersport stuff.
Yeah, and I think if he's comfortable on the lightweights, and he's picking up good results there, that's only going to give him confidence going into the bigger bikes. He's still young, isn't he? He's still on the Supersport circuit in the British Championship, so he's learning, isn't he? So I think he's just going to keep developing, and I think he's going to be up there eventually. But on that one, Jay, you went for Ty.
Yeah.
Now, fair play to Ty. He hasn't been riding for a couple of years, really.
Yeah.
But I thought he had a great weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But on the 400, like I said, the NC30 prepped 2 weeks before. I think they had a couple of niggling issues. Like, fair play to the Griffithses. Tony pulled out his ZXR 400, chucked him on it. Didn't even practice or nothing. Just there you go, get out on it, just get some laps in. And yeah, it was bang straight on the
I
on
love
the
the
case.
Griffiths.
Yeah.
They're some great people.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone like you boys had a chance to pop up and see them in the paddock, but the setup they had like the awning, and then they had the live feed of the King of the Roads on one screen. I think they had like live timing on another TV screen.
Proper,
Something else.
yeah.
It was like
It's a proper setup,
it was
isn't
like,
it?
Yeah, it was a hell of a setup. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Fair play.
Yeah, no, and I would have been interested to see Will on our 400 again, but I know Lee Davis is riding this year.
Yeah.
Well, Lee Davis was on an NC30.
He was on
I think
he had
that
an
was
issue on the Friday night.
Yeah, I
He
think
couldn't
that
do
was
something. and-
Derek Smith's NC30. From
Yeah, it was Alex's old one. Yeah.
That bike, I remember Simon Harris had, and it had all the kit stuff on it, and I actually crashed it and wrote it off, and then then Derek bought it off Simon. But I watched I watched practice on the Saturday and seen Lee out on it, and it sounded like it was hitting a limiter going up the straight. Like I don't know if it's got a trick CDI unit on it, ECU sort of thing, and it was just spazzing out because it's been parked up for the last 5 or 6 years. So Lee prepped that quick. Obviously didn't have time to properly dyno it and test it. But then I jumped on Tony's what's his last name?
Tony Davis.
Tony Davis.
So Tony,
That was
he's spanning in for us, for Will, really. So he does a lot of prep, like the bikes for us. But it's his 400 that Will rode last year that he.
Yeah.
I think Lee was going to take it out in the parade, and then there was an issue with that NC30. So Tony sort of said,
fair
run
enough.
that then.
Fair enough, but that is a good class of lightweight. I do like that one. The ultra lightweight on the Saturday.
Class.
Loved it.
Chris the Thief, like him and Max Taylor.
Talk about muggins,
Like,
It's
unbelievable.
You've seen a lot of muggins, like.
Like I got the times here on the first race. Chris won it by 0.078 seconds, and on the second one, 0.285 seconds from Max. And I think even the last lap or last corner.
Every time. Last corner.
It was
they caught like Brett Moore up and Widowson every time, and it was like, this is going to get sorted out by her now because of back markers, and every time, coming out that last corner, Max Taylor be leading.
Somebody got away.
North over, just pip him. Like those things are just flat out, right? They're literally like, I was talking to Aaron Matthews, who was third overall on the bright pink fix over body Yam, and he said they're just absolutely flat out everywhere. They just brake once for the right hand, and that's it. And every time Max would just come out that last corner, just give it that, just pep.
And that was enough for Chris. I love that class because it takes me back to the Lacquer Palmer, Nigel John days of us when RS 125.
They were going a bit quicker.
That figure the ultra lightweight is so good.
Because I think these boys generally run in the free tech stuff.
If you saw the way Max Taylor was, or I think they had a KTM Moto 3 fairing on that GSXR Suzuki that Max was on, and he was under the paintwork. Like he was. Like, I couldn't ride one because I can't get my chin that low. But, oh my God, he was fully, everything was tucked in. Like, he tucked his toes in and everything.
And unfortunately, we didn't really get a rematch for the Sunday because Chris, like we mentioned earlier, had work commitments or whatever. So Max pretty much dominated the ultra lightweight. And it'd be good to see him back next year and hopefully have another rematch.
It'd be good if we could get a bunch more of the free tech guys.
Yeah.
I was talking to
Hudson.
Hudson Kenner. I was talking to Luke and Duncan Fitchett. Now Luke does the Spanish Championship, the CV. on a Moto3 bike, and he just come from Wilton Mill where they'd done a 7-hour endurance meeting the weekend before, and they were saying like a lot of the ACU rules now means boys can't come to the park at a young age, at like 14, 15, like they can with BSB or whatever, which is a bit of a hindrance, because I think if we could sort of get dispensation for these kids to come and ride free techs.
Was it the 50s used to be allowed to run without the national?
Yeah, I think it was a club.
Yeah, you were
is that still in place now? Or is
no, I don't think
it would be now, would it?
But imagine like a field of 14, 15-year-olds all on them free techs. Like, then you would see some proper racing. All of them slipstreaming, going up the straight, doing the old Grand Prix wiggle like.
I'm interested to see what we get in for next year. A fair bit of Max Taylor, he absolutely dominated last Sunday. We both went for Chris on that one, so kind of right on that one.
Yeah, got to give a shout out to.
Well, it's quite
he ran the local boy as well. Couple of podiums there in that class, which
I managed to have a chat.
He folds himself into that little Yamaha because he's not the small. He's a tall
lad.
So to tuck himself in that little R125.
Yeah. I had a nice chat with him doing the church.
YZF R125. Yeah.
I had a nice chat with him doing the church break and stuff, and and I said like, "What are you racing this weekend?" And I was like, "What do you fit in that like?" Because he's a tall lad. I
had a nice chat with him up the Welsh Open Saturday night, and he was all smiling and giggly like.
Yeah, he's a good lad, and fair play. And look at the CB500. I got one name here, Adam Shelton.
Yeah.
He absolutely blitzed that, didn't he?
And he just put his onboards up.
Yeah, I seen.
Yesterday or the day before.
Was he doing 42s on one of them?
Yeah. Someone get him a good super twin. I'd like to see what he could do then. Because if 42 second lap there on a 50 horsepower, 55 horsepower CB500, I bet that would, if you cross reference the times from the twins to the CB500, I bet he's third.
He's probably doing times quicker than some of the 600s, to be fair.
Yeah, well, again,
and that's the thing.
Look at the Welsh Open times, right? So it'd probably be like Andy, Ryan, William, Will,
Wee man,
and then probably Adam Shelton on a 500.
I mean, he's got the lap record of Scarborough for that class, and he came in as a newcomer year.
I think Stevie Reel of Road Racing News.
Yeah.
I think he did the 40 quickest.
Or 50 of the last 2 years or something with it in the park.
Was it? So
yeah.
I need to have a click on that and have a look where he is on the CB500.
I mean, it's could be an argument for man in the meeting as well. We'll kind of come up with our individual ones, but he's in with a shout on that one, and it'd be interesting to see what happens next year, and if someone can beat him, because it's going to be hard to beat, isn't he?
Well, again, Owen Monahan was in that race.
Owen who?
I can say no problem.
We have to dig out Rob.
Rob
478 different versions of it.
Rob had to take his teeth out in the end, right?
I think my favourite one was when he went, and Owen.
Owen Monahan on the CB500. Again, he was always starting quite far down. Same on our little 125, but on that CB500, he managed to get, well up the grid. He was second.
It's obviously a massive shame with obviously what happened with Marty, but he was on the pace as well. I think he was on pole. He was on pole for the first race. And I think that's where the sort of accident might have happened, as he dropped the bit and he was pushing or whatever. But
that's the thing with the ultra lightweights and those CB500s, you get frustrated riding them because you're already overriding them. You like a CB500,
and they're all the same. The
CB500, right? Me and Glenn who owns Gap Motorcycles where we're filming. We bought a couple of pigs, as we call them, CB500s, and we took them to Tom Van Eyck, and we weren't separated by 2/10 all day. But literally, the frames flexing, the forks are flexing when you're braking and everything.
I think Glenn upset someone that day on a 400.
And you ride them so hard that when you make a mistake, it punishes you.
Yeah.
And I think that's how Marty sort of got himself into trouble
Yeah.
just by like, because the guy's got natural talent. He's ex-motocross.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? So he's got bike control and feel and stuff.
Supermoto,
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
He's hill climbing. He's done a fair bit in the paddock. hasn't he?
But I just felt like maybe he'd just overridden, made a mistake the lap before and just overriding it, mad, and unfortunately,
Yeah, no, I
he
think
ended up in hospital.
I think he could have been up there for sure as well. So, you know, like I said,
Richard Blunt.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
yeah, you've got to mention
yeah,
it.
he loved the wheelie.
Yeah.
didn't
I'm
he?
pretty
Yeah.
sure it was him doing the stand-up wheelies on that 500, which was...
Coolest number board as well. I thought his numbers looked really cool.
I think it's worth pointing out as well, probably best wheelies of the weekend. It was full of them, wasn't it? I think Ty's probably, he loves a
Well,
wheelie.
we mentioned this, didn't we? Ty Jones, Pochi.
Andy Smart was checking it.
Yeah, he was
Against
throwing on Ryan as well.
Ryan
Yeah.
with the stand-up ones.
I think everyone was going for it, wasn't they? But
I wish I could wheelie. Oh, if you ever see me wheeling in the park, right? I am out of control. Run for your lives.
that's not a good thing, is that? It's not a good thing. Yeah, I mean, that goes through sort of all the classes. Your rider of the meeting for the weekend.
Mine.
Oh, it's hard, isn't it?
It's a.
Very hard.
It is hard, yeah.
It's one of them of obviously Andy smashed a record, so you've got to like...
Well, Andy won the Open and smashed
yeah.
that record, right?
It's hard to argue that.
So,
mate.
on the biggest and possibly hardest class to race round the park because you're going so fast. Adam Shelton absolutely attacking every single apex, every single corner all weekend, unbeaten, new CB 500 lap record. Yeah, unreal. Owen Monahan, I felt, was up there because he rolled the wheels off that 125. I think he had a win on the 125 from the back of the grid. So again, that's something not to, put
was
to
that
one
Sunday
side.
morning in the light breaks?
Yeah,
Because it's a GP one.
Literally, like I remember going to the back of the grid. There was 2 RS 125s, and looking at Owen and being like, yeah, cool. And next thing you know,
Off he goes, yeah.
from the back of the grid, from like 13th or something like that to win it, like.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Like I say, we mentioned Weeman earlier. I thought he had an excellent
Brilliant
weekend.
weekend, yeah.
I thought he rode well all weekend.
I think to be honest,
It's hard to argue for anyone individual, really. It was,
It's hard.
I'm glad I'm not writing the checks and having to decide who's man of the meeting. For me, I'm gonna go with Andy Smart.
It's hard to argue that, really, isn't it? There's just so many.
Ross, I think I want to see Adam Shelton on a super twin or on a super sport bike.
Yeah.
I think, Super Twin would be really interesting.
Yeah. But for me, getting that new outright lap record,
And taking a good chunk as well, not
not a tenth, like
down to
And I think when we
34 was it? 34 was down to which
when we
2-1 was it?
when we spoke to Andy on the Friday, well, we went around with some of the riders doing some interviews, and I think he was sort of adamant, really. And I got the impression
He was
that-
adamant.
Adamant. He was adamant.
He had the black
He
line.
stood and he delivered.
Prince Charming.
Yeah,
He-
true.
he did
Stand
deliver.
and deliver.
Yes, he was adamant that he wanted to get that Welsh Open win. That was what he was there for. The Prince Charming himself. I think I gotta go for Andy. I think
it's hard to argue.
Well, when that lap time came through, I think my jaw physically dropped. It takes a lot to do with that, and I just went,
Yeah, I think.
what? I checked about 4 people.
I think if he'd won the Open, fair. I would have given it to Adam Shelton, but with that lap record, that's the fastest anyone's ever been round there. Like,
Can we?
how long's that gonna last?
I was gonna say, can we see that being beaten? Because that is ridiculous.
Well,
isn't it?
You've got the mixed boys like Ryan and he was this year. And then, they're going to push each other and elevate each other again. Because I'm going to imagine Mr. Jinx isn't going to take that laying down now, is he?
No.
He's going to come back with something.
Yeah, Paul's not going to sit on his hands.
No.
So he's going to develop a bit more. He's going to do a bit more. He's going to be there. And see who else. I know there was a couple of possible riders that was mentioned coming over this year as well, which
Well,
didn't happen, and if they can work it out for next year.
Yeah.
There's some good boys
Potentially,
coming.
yeah.
and again, you know, all it's going to take is, some Irish national riders, some IRC European riders, some BSB riders, like even club championship riders who have their nationals, you know, can still come in and make a difference.
Yeah.
Like, and again, like I was saying earlier about the game moving on, you know,
The bikes.
it's not just about having a good engine, good tyres and good suspension. Now you've got to have a good electronic package to get down to them times. So with that game moving on, who knows?
And
We could just start smashing out red lap records now every single year.
Yeah, I think if the conditions are right as well. I mean, we was quite a bit of a freak weekend weather-wise.
I thought it was too
again.
hot for it to go, to be honest, this weekend. I thought,
I
genuinely looked at the weather forecast, I thought it was going to be too hot for it to go this year.
I thought maybe the tarmac might have lifted or whatever, because they had resurfaced a couple of patches a couple of weeks before. They put it all out.
No, seemed fine,
They were sort of offline anyway, so that was all right. But yeah, what a weekend.
Oh yeah, and I think to have, I'm not sure from your guys' point of view, obviously with a team as well, having live timing for the first time.
Game changer. It was so, because you could literally see progress. Like there was the Welsh Open Saturday. And it's a funny one. So we were running in the low 41s. We were getting into the 40s, high 40s. Will made a couple of changes he wanted to try. And it was like almost a second backwards. But you could literally see it.
Yeah.
Okay, that didn't work, but
You didn't. You could see straight away on the times that he wasn't where he was.
Yeah.
And they say made it through, then he made a few changes, and then bang, straight back.
Yeah.
But it also helped with like me and Rob on the commentary. Like I was sat there with Speed Eye open. Like, right, Rob, he's saying his bit. I'm watching the lap time and then watching him come out the last corner or whatever. Keep an eye on the back markers and everything. That made my job a lot easier. But also I had people commenting to me when I was at the back of the grid going, oh, this live timing is great, because we know what races are out there now.
Yeah.
You know,
Is it a flag? Is it something?
Yeah, we haven't got to pay attention to just the commentary. We can literally see it all year. And then, again, the King of the Roads live stream, like unreal. I'm so happy that we have King of the Roads. I'm so happy that we've got live timing now. Like those are
things we've talked about for years.
For years and years and years. And we've finally come into 2025 now. Like, you know,
it's a step in the right direction. I know the guys from Greenlight, they absolutely loved it. And what was really nice actually is that Rob, who's one of the main directors of Greenlight, I didn't know he was coming. I thought, you know, being a director, you'd probably be behind the scenes producing that kind of thing. I was right down the bandstand. I was like, oh, I'm sure that's Rob. I said, no, Rob on camera. And I said, I didn't expect you to be behind the camera. He said, I just love it. I said, I just pick and choose where I want to go, and I wanted to come here. He loves it. Just because of the love of it.
He's a fan, like.
And I think Greenlight got a real affiliation, as we know, with road racing. And I think they want that to continue. That's why they got the live streaming.
Well, the live stream, the commentary, Dave Moore and
Chris Palmer.
And former legend of the park.
And I've seen some of it back already, and you know they're working on things all the time. But I think for a first time streaming, I mean, you couldn't ask for any more.
Yeah.
And obviously they got the highlights package as well, which is coming out on ITV4.
Multi-camera, multi-angle.
Oh, the drone, the live drone was outstanding, because it just sells the park itself, as we know, as it does anyway. But to have a live streaming drone following the racing is just superb to watch.
But you know, we're not taking away from all the other photographers.
Oh, of course not.
And videographers like Chris here. What a job Chris have done all weekend. You know, he's walked his little legs off. You know, he's been carrying around all his equipment all weekend and stuff, and he's back here to do this as well.
Exactly.
So, you know, we're thankful for any exposure.
Absolutely,
and, you know, anyone that just comes to the park and just loves it just as much as us. Like.
Yeah, and it does feel like we've got up that sort of next step of everything. I can't confirm anything yet, but I'm pretty confident that the streaming will go ahead next year. I'm pretty sure we'll have a sort of probably meeting about in the coming months, but it doesn't seem to be any negativity at all.
We now it's just a waiting time, and it's just the waiting period as to what date. Now I didn't feel this date hindered the park this year. We thought maybe with the 700 finishing Thursday, it's going to be a bit tight. Yeah, we did lose a couple of riders because of it, because they had problems there and they had to rush to get here. But on the whole, pretty.
Yeah,
I think it used to run.
It
used to run like Southern Park, and then was it like the
well, it was Barry
Cock of the North or something there?
Barry Sheen today.
Yeah, but is that how it used to be years? I remember, because it was like the Irish boys would come over and do sort of a loop, really, wouldn't it? It'd almost be that.
Yeah, come from go to Ireland, go to the Isle of Man,
Southern Park, and then Cock of the North.
Yeah, and then come back. Yeah. I mean, I think like with the date, I mean, I think the weather probably might have contributed for some people not wanting to come as well.
Yeah,
I think because it was too hot. I think that was the case. But crowds were good. I mean, it was pretty clear from the sides that we had good crowds. Again,
Saturday busiest I've ever seen.
And
Stereophonics were in the Millennium Stadium.
That was another one. Yeah, there was I know a number of people couldn't come the Saturday because of that.
World Superbikes is on. They had 50,000 at Donington that weekend. So I mean, I think for you put everything into context, it was a phenomenal weekend.
Yeah, and I say the park is definitely going the right way now. I think a few years ago there was probably concerns with
it was in the doldrums, and it was it was still stuck in the 1970s.
With the last 2-3 years it's really come on, and that's a big shout to everyone involved.
And this is only
that's all you guys and everyone, and
this is only a matter of time before we start getting those TT boys.
That's what we've got to work towards, isn't it? And I think anyone who's been listening to this or was here the last 2 years, they probably echo that. It's got so much potential, this place. And I think with the racing from this weekend, and if people start watching that on King of the Roads, etc., they go, I fancy a bit of this. Whether it's from a rider point of view, because we had 20 newcomers, 20-odd newcomers this year, which is unprecedented, really.
We were PRing quite well over in Tandragee for everything. So there's a couple of boys who definitely shown an interest. Obviously this year was too short a one for them.
Of course, yeah.
But being 2 weeks or so away, but they're definitely something they were looking at for next year.
Yeah,
so there's a good few names which we were definitely interested.
Yeah, I mentioned there was a newcomer this year, Liam Walker. I had a really good chat with him at the NEC. Interested again in the roads, and next time I saw him was in the paddock, and he was like, "Oh, remember chatting?"
He was on a ER6, wasn't he?
I think so. Yeah. So he loved it. I think he's looking to come back. So it's good getting us out there. I think we're going back to the NEC with Andy and at Scarborough again.
Yeah, I think the link up with them is working quite well.
We
got to thank Andy and Wendy for coming down.
Absolutely,
because they were on the start line all weekend doing the live timing. So thanks to Scarborough, Oliver's Mount.
It's a really good relationship with them because we're running exactly the same thing really, and we've helped each other for the NEC, we've helped each other for the TV deals for each other, and also the live timing works hand in hand. So
that's how we should be.
Yeah, and I'm already excited for next year. So stay tuned, I suppose, for dates when that's going to sort of come out. We don't really know yet. But just check our website and the social media channels for when that comes through. But lads, anything you want to say about this year?
Drop Ross a follow on his Instagram and Twitter, RWEC Limited.
Racing, RWEC Limited Racing. We're on Facebook, Twitter, or X, whatever it's called now. We got the Instagram. I don't know, there's probably whatever else, and just give us a follow, give us a like.
MySpace.
But probably dig all them back up. Yeah. But we're trying to build something, and if anyone wants to be part of that adventure and journey, then feel free. And a prime example of someone who's involved with it, they've helped Will, they've sponsored Will. He came down Sunday, so that's Aid from Eden Construction. He'd been racing Aintree on the Saturday, was due to parade his RS 660 on the Sunday. Someone had wiped him out on the Saturday, so the bike was totaled. He come down, he was like, it's supposed to be parading. We were chatting away. We were like, well, take out if you want then. And
that's what made the difference.
Yeah, it was Aid set up, I think, definitely.
It up and then Will got that third trophy.
But that's the sort of thing we can do.
For me, by the way.
The third place,
because I love the third anyway.
But so that's what we can, it's a little token of, you've helped us with, the least we can do is help you back, so... that's the sort of thing we can do. Is
Yeah, and there's
That's
two
the love
things
of
that
it.
we have actually forgot to mention, actually, which are quite a fitting way to end this particular podcast. The Dave Morgan invitation
Well,
race,
we've actually got
which was awesome, to be fair. Another superb race.
Morgan Trophy.
yeah.
Um,
It was a stalwart of the park really, and the club, and that was a nice one to be invited into, and it was even nicer for Will to
Yeah, take on.
put one of my bikes
Yeah.
on the podium for that one.
and I think
Quite a nice one.
what was nice for that as well was that Dave's granddaughters waved the flags, last lap flag and the checkered flag for that particular race. So that was quite a
Yeah,
nice,
it was quite
poignant moment
yeah.
for everyone,
Class.
really.
And to be fair, his boy John took out the ex Steve Salford RSP50
Yeah,
parade.
the parade,
And
yeah.
that was some bit of kit that bike, so it
Yeah.
was nice to see that going round as well.
So that was like, and the last one as well was Cider Man was down
Yep.
yeah,
as well. So it was lovely to see him and his recovery as well.
We made over £2,000.
Yeah, just over £2,000, yeah.
the auction, yeah.
Yeah, so it was brilliant to see
was-
him.
Yeah, Chinzer and Wayne. It was great
Yeah.
to see him.
Yeah. And I think that sort of summed up the weekend, really. It was just a great weekend with some really positive things. There's nothing more I could say about it.
Yeah, it was
All right,
pretty.
and then just shut up.
Yeah, we'll shut up now.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll have another podcast at some point soon when we get when we get our asses into gear and we get some more guests. We will have some more guests, but like obviously trying to get everyone together is hard work sometimes, especially with kids and work and everything. But lads, it's been a blast.
We're doing them.
Yeah, we do.
We're
We keep doing them. We keep doing them because we love it.
Just let us know any improvements, or if you're enjoying these, and if you can share them, it goes a long way.
Yeah, and any comments, we'll just ignore them anyway. So yeah. Thank you guys. We'll see you next time.